What's good, YouTube? This is the On Big Green Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm back. It's been like a 2 months hiatus, 3 months hiatus, and it's mainly because I really haven't been to locals at all. Like in the past 2 months, 3 months, I've only been to my locals like maybe once or twice a month each. But I just decided to say, hey, I haven't uploaded in a while, so I'll bring a deck list that I'm probably going to be playing next format. This is going to be the deck I'll play. And I know you guys are like, how do you have the deck decided already that for next format? But if nothing gets hit and the format stays closely the same, this is probably going to be the deck I'm going to play for a while. There is a YCS in Knoxville that's going to be tomorrow if this gets uploaded on Friday, which hopefully it does. And I'm going to be at that YCS in Knoxville. But this is going to be close to what I'm playing. I'm going to be playing the Burn variant. This is the Exodia variant. But I'm definitely going to be playing this here soon. Anyways, let's get right into the build. Play 3 Lilith, Lady of Lament. Virtually what this is a searcher for a normal trap card. Whenever it's summoned, its attack becomes 1,000, but that doesn't really matter. The effect that matters is a quick effect. You contribute a dark monster, so herself, and then you reveal 3 normal trap cards from your deck, and your opponent randomly picks one, and then it gets set. Most of the time, you're picking the 3 Metaverse, but since you're playing this variant, if you already have your Mystic Mind, you can go for one of your draw cards or something. And then next up, you play the 1 of 5 pieces of Exodia. For obvious reasons, it's your win con. You have to have it. And I'm sorry that they're in terrible condition, especially like this piece. This piece is in really bad condition. I need to replace it before I play this in an actual like high level tournament. And then next up, the 3 Mystic Mind, the other win con of the deck. You virtually have to see this card, but considering you play 9 ways to getting to it, and not just that, all the draw power you have in the deck, you're going to see this card your first turn. And if you don't, you're definitely going to lose that game to begin with, but you're almost always going to see this card your first turn. And what it does is, if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, they cannot activate monster effects or attack with monsters. So, in terms of monsters, they can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! But the downside of this card is if they have the same amount of monsters as you do, this card is destroyed, which sucks. But as you see, the only monsters that you play, you're not even going to be summoning them. And the one card that you do summon, you're tributing it off anyways. So you're going to have 0 monsters all times. And then next up, we play 3 Ledger of the Ledgerman. This card is really good, and I like it a lot. And I feel like if you're playing the Exodia variant of this deck, you have to play 3 of this. What it does is you banish the top 3 cards of your deck, and then after the 3rd standby phase of this card's activation, you add those 3 to your hand. So it's a bit grindy, but you got this card out, so you can easily last the 3 standby phases. Next up is Draw a Fate. This card is another cool card that I like. You don't necessarily have to play 3 of this, but it would be cool to play 3 of this. If your life points are lower than your opponent's, and they have the highest monster in the field, which, again, you're going to have no monsters on the field whatsoever. You search through your deck and add 3 cards with, like, different names. So you'll just go and grab one of your 3 pieces, one of the 3 of one of the pieces, stack it on top of your deck, and then you draw a card, which is insane. So you can set up some OTK plays depending on what's in your hand and what's on the board. Next up is 1 day of peace. Self-explanatory. Saves you from battle 1 turn. So the one time that if you don't end with Mystic Mind and you open this up, you're still good to go for a turn. And then both you and your opponents draw a card. Who cares if your opponent draws a card? It's just for you drawing the card. Next up, the 1 Upstart Goblin, hashtag Patrick Hoban. And then the 3 Pot of Dualities. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck and then add 1 to your hand. This is such an oldie but goodie card. Every troll deck in history has seemed to at least play this card. Of course, you can't special summon the turn you play it, but who cares? And then on to the traps. You play the 3 Metaverse, your main target for Lilith. Lilith, you tribute off, then you grab your 3 metaverses, reveal them to your opponent, shuffle them up, your opponent picks one random. Oh, look, what do you know? It's the metaverse. Set it, and then whenever it gets their turn, as soon as they go off in their play, interrupt them, play the metaverse, and then boom, Mystic Mine on the field. You're ready to troll your opponent. And then we got the cards to protect your Mystic Mine, the 3 Dark Bribes, and then the 1 Holy Solemn Judgment. I play 2 Jar of Greeds and 3 Legacy of Yatagarasu. The reason why I only play 2 Greeds but 3 Legacy of Yatagarasu is just for the fact if your opponent would have a Spirit Monster, you draw 2 cards instead of 1. That's the reason why I only play 2 of this and 3 of that. But it doesn't really matter that much. I play 2 Accumulative Fortune because 3 can get very bricky and hand cloggy. And we do not like that, especially in a deck where really no hand is a brick and you can brick off of this. It's very bad. For the final cards in the deck, the 3 Reckless Greed for draw power, and then the Balance of Judgment. You can go off and plus so much. Like if you can somehow chain your if you can like play Pot of Duality or something like that, chain Reckless Greed, chain Legacy, chain Accumulative Fortune or something like that, you're drawing so much. At that point, you better have Exodia at the end of your turn, or your deck just hates you and you're just having a bad day. Some of you guys might be noticing like I'm missing a few things. I've been seeing a lot of people playing the, Wave Motion Cannon. But truthfully, I do not like that card in this deck because your deck loses a sense of direction. What's the point of playing, like, are you either going to be a burn deck or an Exodia deck? So that's the reason why I'm not playing the Ring of Destruction or the Wave Motion Cannons, the Just Desserts, and the Ojama Trio. It's like, at that point, just play burn. Don't play Exodia in your deck. Another thing that you guys might have noticed that I'm not playing is the Pot of Extravagance. You guys should know by now that if you've seen a lot of my videos, I am a very, very big budget player. So I don't want to be spending $70 and $80 a piece for one card. But definitely, if you have the Pot of Extravagance and the more expensive stuff, you can take out this entire Accumulative Fortune engine. Except these. You definitely still want to play the Reckless Greeds and the Balance. But the Legacy, Jar of Greed, and the Accumulative Fortune, you can take that entire engine out if you have Pot of Extravagance. Also, another card that you can run is the Oracle thing, which I'm playing in my burn deck. It allows you to look at the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck and pretty much stack their deck. Which, if you see they're fixing to draw into a Twin Twister, you can be like, no, that's going third from the top of your deck, so you're not going to Twin Twister me just yet, which is really good. Anyways, guys, I hope you like the deck profile. I definitely like this deck profile. I think it's a really good version of the deck. There's definitely better ones out there, but in terms of my play style, I love this deck so much. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and after YCS is over with, probably on Monday or Tuesday, I'll probably upload the actual deck that I played, the burn version of this. Even if I go 0-8, 0-9, 0-10, however many rounds of Swiss there's going to be, if I don't win a single game, I'm still going to upload the deck profile just to show you guys it. And hopefully I can top 32. I don't know. With this is one of those decks that's either a hit or miss. So who knows? Faith in God, Jesus Christ, that I can somehow top with something like this. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and you guys have a good day. This has been the Only Big Green Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm signing